Welcome to section 2, designing your page. We will understand this particular terminology by taking a look into what HTML5 tags offers. Slowly, we will also create a simple layout of our application and understand what HTML5 tags are about to fit into our project. In this section, we understood and created a simple layout using HTML5 tags, which are really semantic. And at the same time, we have seen a new input element called data group elements, and also we have seen it in action. Welcome to the video name. What is meant by semantic? In this particular section, we are going to provide the definition of semantic, and also we will be assessing an application with respect to the semantic full tags. And also I'll be explaining you few HTML4 semantic tags. Finally, we will close this section by understanding the difference between presentation and as well as semantics. So let's get started. Let's get started with a very simple question. What is semantics? The answer to this question is pretty much simple. Semantics mean giving meaningful. Well, what is meaningful in this particular context, right? What is meaningful is simple to understand. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up our quiz application and let's try to get answer from our quiz application. Okay, so this is the current state of our quiz application, and you could able to see that a couple of questions has been displayed onto the UI. Nothing wrong with this. Now let me go and inspect it. Okay, and let me also increase the size a bit so that everyone could able to see this. Now inside the body tag is where our whole content is all about, right? The couple of questions that is displayed on the UI is over here. Now let's pause for a moment and try to understand whether this particular tag div does give any meaningful to our application. Well, the answer is no. Div by its own definition is meant for structuring your HTML application, but it doesn't give any meaningful to our HTML code. Now let's take a simple example. Imagine this particular application, that is our quiz application, is read by a screen reader to a blind person. Okay, now if we are following a div sort of content in our HTML application, the screen reader can't make any meaning out of it because of the reason div is just structural tag that is available in HTML4. This gives us a clear idea what I meant by semantics. We should be using the HTML tags that give meaningful to the browsers and as well as screen reader, as we have just discussed. So let's go back to the slide and try to understand more about semantics in depth. Before that, I just want to give a word of caution. No browser will complain for non-semantic HTML. Browsers are pretty much happy with what you give as a developer, and they are trying to convince themselves in order to provide the view. So do not get confused that browsers are capable of finding out or figuring out whether given HTML is semantic or not. That's absolutely not the job of the browser. Before I introduce you the HTML5 semantic tags, I just want to make sure that there are semantic and meaningful tags that are available in HTML4 itself. One of such tag is title. Now, I guess you started to make sense, right? Title tags itself clearly states that it is going to contain the title of web page, right? Similarly, on the lines of title, you could able to see a tag called image. Again, this particular image tag clearly tells the content it's going to own is nothing but an image. And finally, I'm just going to talk about a table tag. Now remember, a table tag can be easily read by the browser or by any screen reader on the earth in order to just state that the content that is displayed on the UI is nothing but in a table format. There are much more HTML4 semantic tags available, and you could able to open this particular link and try to read a lot from it. So now let's go into another question. Semantic versus presentation. So what is semantic? We already know. Semantics mean using a proper HTML tag that gives meaningful to our whole application. Whereas presentation means look and feel of your application. For example, CSS does exactly on the presentation layer. Whatever we write or whatever we do styling in order to improve the look and feel of our application is what is meant by the presentation layer. The takeaway is there are two layers, semantic layer in which you are going to use the HTML code like title, image, table in order to make your web page more meaningful. However, in order to improve your look and feel of your application, you are going to fall into another layer called presentation layer, where in which you are going to use tools like CSS and stuff. So let's talk about the takeaways. We understood how semantic tags plays a vital role to provide meaningful web application to browsers or any other applications available in the market. We also understood the difference between presentation and as well as semantics. And finally, we also seen and discussed a little bit about HTML for semantic tags.